This week on the Push Pull Legs podcast, we review the year 2019 and, of course, the Rise of Skywalker. Alright, 3, 2, 1. Happy New Year, Dan!
Hey guys, welcome to the Push Pull Legs podcast with myself, Damik.
And me, Tom Hull. What's going on, bro?
Yeah, not much, mate. 1st of January. Look at us. Hey, straight on it.
1st of Jan. Maybe because we've had like 2 weeks off. But
yeah, we fucked up the dates, didn't you, last year? So that's your fault. Please direct all complaints to Tom Hall.
Okay.
He's the one that's been too busy to podcast. So there you go.
Definitely not.
I don't have a life to be too busy, so Tom, it's down to you, mate, unfortunately.
Yeah.
Come on. Everyone knows this. I don't have a social life or anything else going on. So, other than these podcasts, they'll highlight my week, mate.
That's why we're doing 3 in a week.
That's why we're doing 3. I'm going to be so sick of you by Sunday. I'm going to be like, go away.
You've had 3 days.
So we do one the Tuesday after as well, so we're going to be doing 4 in 6 days.
I know. That'd be good, wouldn't it?
They're going to get so bored.
And we're not going to be really smart and be like, oh, we'll spread them out and release them. We're just going to release them. I'll release that. This literally straight up.
Tom just wants to release them because he wants to see the 200 number, so he feels like he's at least on track.
Yeah,
it's just like, blatant OCD. Like, there's no real reason for it. Like, Tom just wants to make sure we get like 50 out a year, whatever it is, and he just really wants to make sure it's all perfect.
50 a year. That's what we strive for. So that's what we need to get to. It's always that when we get 2 weeks off, and it's fine. That's our holiday. 2 weeks holiday. That's all we get a year. We get a little more, but you will be sick of me. You had 3 days of me as well, so
I know it was quite good fun actually having you around. It was nice. It was chilled, wasn't it? It was quite chilled. We didn't really do huge amounts, but it's just nice to chill sometimes. Like, I'm one of those people where I like chilling with other people, even though you don't really maybe say anything or do much. It's just nice to be in someone else's company rather than on your own, so that if you ever did want to say something, you can. Do you know what I mean? Like,
it's amazing. Me and Dan are that good friends that we can just fuck around. Doesn't really matter. So yeah, it's good. Had a little play with as well. And with Laura, of course. We didn't leave Laura out.
No, we didn't leave her out too much, did we? But Tom got my one wheel and was pathetic on it.
Oh,
awful.
Terrible. Absolutely terrible. I was convinced it was going to be like snowboarding. I can board, and it was not.
You can also skateboard, Tom, and it's quite like skateboarding. So
I was just like, but I think you're overestimating. Like, I have not been on a skateboard for years.
Yeah, but you've got that kind of like grungy emo look. Like, most people who have that look can just skateboard anyway. Like,
because I got that look. No, I can play instruments because I got.
You wear Vans. No, you wear Vans.
It's like skateboard a guitar. What am I going to get at? And give me the guitar. Jesus Christ. Yeah, I can run on a straight line. Skateboarding. I was never great. I was always got a little bit too scared. I think I know. I would be like, I know what could happen. I could hurt myself. I think I had that in my head most of the time. So
I see all the stuff with like the one wheel Instagram and stuff. They're showing these guys going down these mountain trails and they jump off things, and like you can probably like almost like people would skateboard on them, like do jumps and stuff. I'm like, no, it's a mode of transport. Like, that's what it is. Like, don't go too quick. You got no need to go too quick. Just get somewhere. Like, get off. But yeah, no, it's funny because I get the same. I did remember when I first went snowboarding. That was this year actually. Was that this year or that was last year? That was last year, obviously, because it's 2020. But was it 20? I think it was 2019. Yeah.
Get ready for the amount of 2020 dad jokes coming on your way.
I know, yeah. So it was 2019 when I snowboarded, and that's what I did. I got really excited learning, and I was like, "This is so much fun!" I learned loads, and then I was going down. I think I got into a red run in the end. It's just like, is that one off black, maybe red?
Somewhere.
I think it
hasn't been like 2 years.
And I realised at a certain point I was like, the way it works is you're board on like the edge of your board, and I'm there with my like heels up a little bit on the edge of my board, and I'm going as fast as I could possibly think I could possibly go on a snowboard. It's obviously not as quick as other people were going, but to me it felt like ridiculous. Yeah. And I realised if I just do one false move here, I'm done. Like, I'm off. Like, I could break my neck or do anything. And at that point, I couldn't then get up to that speed again or like enjoy it in the same way. I was always a bit more cautious, and from that point then I was like, I'm done now. I kind of think I can carry on. So it's weird how when you learn new things, there's that fear element to it where you just have to then kind of step back and then go again. And I think if you did it again, you'd feel a bit more like, actually it's okay, but it's always that initial element of like getting on it thinking, I could really hurt myself.
It's the same thing about when, say, we'd go for like PRs or lifts and stuff. I've got no problem of going under a really, really heavy squat, where some people would be like, you won't get up. I'm like, I might not, correct. I'm not scared about failing that because I know what's going to happen. But yeah, it's a bit strange. Just ends of the spectrum, different skill sets. I was like, ugh. It was I just couldn't lift so you have to like lift your front foot off for it to stop. And suddenly, as soon as Dan told me that, my front foot could not move. Basically, you saying that had paralysed me. And it was just, my back foot was like doing hopscotch everywhere around. And my front foot was just nailed to the board. And I was like, why can't I do this? It's just strange as well, right? So
brilliant.
I went straight into what would be, it would be is it regular or goofy?
Regular, you are. Regular. But yeah, it was funny to see Tom doing that. But this year you'll see a lot more of me on my Instagram, me on that. I think I plucked up the courage now to go places around Bath on that. It'll be
with like his camera there. And just
it's hard to do shit. I've only just got to the point where I feel like I could hold my phone and talk to it, but because with Bath, unfortunately, because it's all so hilly and like you're very rarely going to go on a straight line for long periods. It'd be hard to do still. Like all the people you see doing it on YouTube holding their fucking cameras, I realise that the reason they do that is because they're on like dead freeways where there's no one.
Yeah, they'd just be like on like a boardwalk along like a seafront or something like that, and it just goes, and that's where they're going to be. Or maybe in London they're just going for a park, and then that's all they need to do. Yeah. You just need flat. It's going to be quite hard, challenging. There's going to be some blooper videos that you can do of that. Where
I hope there is. Because that would be funny. Let's be honest. But anyway, what are we talking about today, Tom?
What are we talking about? We've got to review The Rise of Skywalker.
We've got to review The Rise of Skywalker.
That is,
if you haven't seen it by now, then that's your own fault.
That is 100% your own fault. It's been out forever, at least 2 weeks.
I thought I'd get some spoilers because I was obviously we went to see it, didn't we? On what was it, the 29th? 30th.
Yeah.
Something around that. And I thought I was going to get spoilers then because I was like, oh my god, it's been nearly a week since it's been out. I was like, I'm going to get spoilers. But I didn't. I didn't know anything about it.
Locked yourself away, didn't you? And then me being the wonderful friend that I am, I don't spoil things like that. I'm not going to.
You came with me as well.
And I came with you. And I didn't say anything.
You've seen out in public with me. Like, that's the sign of a true friend, in my opinion.
We also went to a pub and Dan had a strong Diet Coke.
I did go to a pub, yeah. You had a Guinness of all things. Like,
I know, I had a Guinness. We were in an Irish pub and it had Guinness all over the thing, and I was just like, that's going to be the safety order. It wasn't a great pub, was it?
No, it wasn't. No, it was like this. It's like a little Irish pub, and I must have had 4 Guinness taps, and then like all the rest of the taps around it, you couldn't really tell what they were. Yeah, so I was like, Guinness.
Fine, I'll have a Guinness. Fine. I guess they know how to pour that one. So yeah, it was strange, but yeah, we should. What did you make of it?
I enjoyed it because obviously I enjoy all Star Wars. Like Star Wars is good. It tied up a few loose ends, obviously that were in the movie, but there's a bit of that twist in it. It's quite good. I do like the twist that I didn't see coming, to be honest. About Rey.
Yeah. Being a
Palpatine, which was really, and again that kind of brings it all together, I suppose. But
and then the cheesiness of it, of being, no, I'm a Skywalker at the end. It's like,
that's a bit like, come on, mate, ridiculous. Then I thought when he turned to the good side, when Kylo Ren turned to the good side, I did think at that point it was going to be that they would do it together, and that was the Rise of the Skywalkers, and that was him. I thought he was going to get a bit of a thing from that, but I don't know how it would work. Because obviously it's not really his name, is it? He would have taken his dad's name, but you know what I mean.
Solo.
So it was good, but I just think it wasn't one of the best ones, but it was one of the best. It was the best of the new 3.
It was the best of the new 3. I think that's the way you got to look at it. And also you got to think, like, the way I've been hearing some people talk about it is like, what are the best? Do you like the originals, the prequels, or the sequels? And then you've got to rank that order, and then you kind of discuss.
I think the original 3 are the best.
Yeah.
The sequel 3 are then the next best, and then the prequel 3.
See, I'd go the other way around. Like, so
I don't think the prequel ones are good. Number 1 and 2, just not for me. Like number 3 is good.
I think number 3 is I actually, along with Empire Strikes Back, Revenge of the Sith is my favourite film.
But only because for us watching it, it brought it all together. Yeah. Like it made it like.
That was who Darth Vader was.
You were waiting for so long to see that and how it all came together.
And we were around, how old were we? 15? 2005, yeah 15.
But I think for me, Episode 2 was so bad that it brings
Episode 1 is so bad. Episode 2's okay.
Both of them are so bad. Both of them are bad that they bring the whole 3 down.
Hayden Christensen is a fucking awful actor. And so you got Jar Jar in both of those as well, which is fucking annoying. And you got the little kid who's annoying as hell in the Phantom Menace. But then you got the Darth Maul kind of brings it up. That's all right. And then Ian McGregor's all the way through it, so he's cool. And then Qui-Gon Jinn, who's the Taken guy. Who's his name?
Liam Neeson.
There we go, Liam Neeson. And then in episode 2 is the Clone Wars stuff. Then you got some like cool Yoda fights. Yoda does some stuff there. That's fun. But Revenge of the Sith, hands down. Yeah, and then you got original trilogy. So I would go originals, prequels, then sequels. Because I think The Last Jedi was crap. And yeah, just too much Mark Hamill. I think he's a terrible actor anyway.
Yeah,
I can't stand him. I really can't stand him. And then I think Carrie Fisher, God bless her soul that she's gone, but she was stark raving bonkers outside of Star Wars. So yeah, she's a bit odd. And only what's his face did all right, didn't he? Old Han Solo, best character in movie history.
Han Solo.
Yep.
Is that voted officially? Or is that just your?
Yeah. That's official. That's official. Just made it official now.
Yeah.
But
no, it was good. It was good.
That's who's going to win the lifetime achievement of the Pulley Awards. Han Solo.
Han Solo. Yeah, we'll send it to him.
So yeah, that's pretty much it. He'll get it. Don't worry, he'll get it.
Oh, he'll come live on show.
Definitely. Well, we got that in 2 more episodes. Only probably like 2 more days, basically. You get that and you get that out because we've actually got to record it. All right. What are we talking about today? Actually, we didn't cover this as well because it was a fairly big news story when it was around. So 18th of December. Yeah, we didn't have a show since then. That was since when Skywalker was released. But reality TV stars auditioned to promote poison diet drink. Do you remember that on Instagram? That was a thing. Should I send you this so you can actually read it? But it was who was it? Can you remember?
No, they weren't even fucking celebrities, were they? They were just fucking knobheads. Knobheads who've been on like Love Island or something. And apparently that makes them. Goodyear.
She was from The Only Way is Essex, so that's embarrassing for me because apparently the other guy is The Only Way is Essex as well. So I'm from Essex, as you can tell from my accent. But yeah, been nowhere near where these people are. And Zara Holland, I don't know who that is. They were secretly filmed to promote a fake diet drink in a BBC Three series, Blind Boy Undestroys the World, despite not being ready for production. The made-up drink called, is it Cyanide?
Ridiculous.
Included the ingredient hydrogen cyanide, which is, I believe, something that the Nazis used in gas chambers. So yeah, that's a good thing to have on there. So
the thing is like I saw someone post about this, I think, and it was like, and they just put like, is it bad that I'm not even shocked by this? And I was like, that's it, isn't it? It's like, I'm not even shocked. Like, as bad as it sounds, like it was when they did the interviews as well with people. I think they got caught with the interviews, and they were like, they were saying that they've been given stuff before they've never even taken or tried and all this, and it's all the skinny coffee and it's all that shit. And like, I get it to a point. I understand like that. Obviously, they're fucking awful and it's shit and all that, but I think we have to seriously question people. Like, maybe I'm wrong. In fact, I probably am wrong, actually, on this one, I think. But I'm going to say it anyway. If you're easily influenced by what a celebrity does, like, if just because a celebrity posts it and goes, oh, this is great, you go and buy it. Like, if that's you, if you do that, like, seriously, like, do some research, like, have a look at things. Like, just because one person said something, who's a celebrity, who's clearly paid to take it, it's like when, like, footballers and stuff like that, like, release, I don't know, like adverts of them wearing football boots, right? When I buy those boots, I don't think I'm going to be as good as that footballer. I wear them. I get them because they look good, right, or whatever. And like, it seems to me that with these adverts, people aren't thinking about the fact that they're paid to say it. Like Cristiano Ronaldo with the Herbalife and the 6-pack ab thing. Yeah, it's like Cristiano Ronaldo had abs long before that thing was ever made.
Yeah.
Like, if you're buying that because you think it works because he's wearing it and that's the proof. Like, again, like, come on. Like, really? Are you that easily influenced by things? And I think that we're in a world, an environment where we want things so quickly, we want things now, we want things without doing any hard work, that people are falling for this shit. And it's like, no, look at that. Look at your desire to get things without putting any hard work in. Look at that. That's what needs fixing, not like the adverts and not these fucking morons. Like, yeah, there'll come a point where they get regulated and stuff like that. Of course they will.
Yeah, so they're starting to. So clicking on that thing, there was is it ASA? Apparently,
the Advertising Standards Authority.
They're like banning some stuff. So they banned, what was it? Katie Price and that Lauren person. She got in trouble before about Boom Pod and their gummies. So Protein Revolution says V24 gummies keeps cravings at bay. Okay, and posted Boom Pod. And then what was Boom Pod? Shot drink. Okay, so you got 10-calorie shots. Amazing. Just.
Again, it's like I'm not being funny, but don't take weight loss advice or Katie Price. Like, she doesn't know anything. And again, I do think this is also the bubble that I live in. That I'm not surrounded by people who would be taken in by that sort of thing. Obviously, there are people, because obviously they sell shitloads of stuff. I get it, and there are people who are that desperate to change, or they don't like, or they're that insecure, and all that sort of stuff. And I get
look for that easy answer. I was actually speaking to my sister's boyfriend today. He works in HR for like a banking society, I think. So banking stuff. But yeah. So one of his things that he's got to start doing for this, has been for the last like 3 or 4 months. He's in charge of like recognition stuff. So his boss, he'd been trying to do. So he has to give away a Fitbit like every month. But if you to get the Fitbit, you have to do a certain amount of healthy things. But we're talking, mate. Like, so he goes for runs and he does like obstacle courses and stuff with me. Really nice guy. And so the stuff that he was like, yeah, we need to do. He was trying to organise a 5K, and his boss came back to him and said, whoa, that's ridiculous. That's way too far. You're overreaching so much for the people to do it. It's like 5K.
Yeah.
Just not even walk it. So, and he was like, oh, okay. She's like, so the stuff you have to do is basically not have any fast food for a whole week, and you get a Fitbit. And record it, apparently.
I think that's definitely a part of it.
Not take the lift. Take the lift. Have to use the stairs every day for a week. I was like, I'd be floating in Fitbits. Be amazing.
I'd run out of room on my arm. I think there was an element of that. Don't get me wrong. Like, I'm not sitting here thinking that, like, obviously, people aren't like taking in by that stuff. But for me, it's like I said, it's just that complete lack of I suppose self-awareness, or an awareness that it's going to take some hard work and some actual effort, and just like the complete lack of that. Just, it does frustrate me. But at the same time, I don't work with people like that. I work with people when they come to me, they're prepared to work hard, they're prepared to do the work. So for me, it doesn't really matter that I'm saying this, because the people that would listen to this are those people who would work hard, and they, like themselves, wouldn't fall for that, I suppose. But the other thing I would say is don't fall for that also in other things. So, like, obviously we're trainers, and like I get bombarded with online courses and stuff to go to 6-figure Fit Pro and shut that. And it's like, it's the same thing. Like, fitness professionals sit there and they mock these people who do this, like I am, I suppose, a little bit, not mocking them, but they kind of go, oh, can't believe people fall for that, you need to put the hard work in. But then they see an advert for like, be a 6-figure Fit Pro putting in no work, and then they sign up for it, and it's like, come on, like, you've got to be aware that there's like work involved. So yeah, it's funny to see all those ads, and those ads have been going around for ages. Like, yeah, for anything, it's not just for those products. It's like I said, even for that sort of thing. Like, buy our Facebook ads program now for $10 and you can make $1 million. It's like, you probably can't. I'm not
probably not. I'm probably gonna lose $10. Is probably what you
yeah, probably. But yeah, I don't know. I just think it's that instant gratification thing, isn't it? That and do you know what though, as well? Like, those people that sell them also want that, because that's what they do. They spend shitloads of money on cosmetic surgery and stuff like that to get the instant gratification, maybe rather than to work for it. And I don't want to make accusations about these people because I don't know them. They'll probably get done for slander, but I'd imagine there's probably certain amounts of them that are probably taking other things that would assist their ability in the gym, probably, because again, they've got nothing. There's no reason for them not to, right?
Exactly. But yeah, go watch. I guess Blind Boy Undestroys is the Undestroys the World is available on iPlayer. So look at us putting out for the BBC. Yeah. Right, what are we going to be talking about? We've already gone for 20 minutes and we haven't got any topics.
We're just talking about something. I'll probably get told off for what I've just said.
By who? By Laura?
Yeah, someone will have a go.
But what we got? So these 3 episodes, a little trilogy, if you will.
What's this? The prequel or the sequel?
This is the big prequel. So we're gonna look back basically, of 2019, and then next episode in 2 days, you lucky people, we're going to look forward into 2020, and then we're going to do the Pulley Awards. How about that? That sounds good, doesn't it?
Oh, that sounds like a good idea,
means
mate.
that we have done our content creation in about 10 minutes. So it's pretty
easy.
Good. Wind us up and just let us go. So I guess we're going to look at the 4 categories, I guess, of sorts. Is training, nutrition, business and social within our industry, isn't it? Really?
Yeah, kind of.
I go those things and we can kind of just chat. I guess chat. Just talk shop about what has been 2019 for you in training circumstances. What's changed? What have you done? What do you feel has been good? What do you feel has been crap?
I do far less training. As the years gone on,
Down for a straight personal approach. Yeah.
Yeah, I do far less training now, don't I? Flipping out. But no, I think in terms of the year,
just for Dan's clients that I actually trained him whilst we were there, so it's fine.
What's that?
Just for Dan's clients to know you do train because
I do train.
You did a session with me.
Yeah, I think it's. I find it really hard when people say look back over the year because I can't fucking remember anything. I can't remember anything over the year. Like I see these people talking about their stories and stuff. And I'm like, I genuinely can't remember, and it's hard for me to remember what's happened. Really, what has happened? I think my approach to training has definitely relaxed. I definitely don't stress as much about not training as much. I do more things outside of the gym, but I do still go to the gym. I just don't feel the need to shout about it. I don't think it helps anyone. Like I don't think me showing my sessions on Instagram is useful to many people. But apparently people like it. People posted about on my stories. They said, oh, they do want to see what I do and do want to see that sort of stuff. So I'm now doing a Mike Boyle program for the next 4 months of the year. So you'll be seeing lots of that shit on Instagram.
Apart from yeah, definitely. That's a sense to you. We'll see if Dan ends up doing any of the cleans or in the dumbbell snatches.
I can do that. That's fine. It's not hard. It's easy, mate. It's not hard.
But there are cleans from position 1, so like mid thigh. Do that.
Easy, mate. Easy. See.
Easy.
Yeah. Do you mean? Do you want to? Are you talking about how that general training in the world has changed in 2019?
Yeah. Not just you.
Oh, okay.
How selfish of you.
Well, I didn't know what you were asking, mate. In terms of the world, again, I can't remember. I can't remember this time last year what we were doing. There's not really much change, is there?
Well, I'm just having a look for our stuff. Looking for our back catalogue of 150 some stuff. There's some coaching and for obesity. Brilliant. Healthy food. 1.6%.
I think more people are talking about. I think in terms of training, more people now are talking about how simple it is, or from what I can see, they are. That you just have to do the same things over and over again. Or maybe that's just me and you talking about that. Maybe that's just what we talked about recently.
I think we're looking for our themes, mate, and I realise it's probably something that hasn't really ever gone from us, because considering our backgrounds in sport, but definitely I think we spent more time this year talking about we've taken the piss out of MRV and MAV and all this kind of stuff, and probably gone more towards our Mike Boyle, our athlete programs, and realising those are the ones that could probably, for generally our clientele as well, who are probably the 85-90% of the population, we could probably train pretty well, and the 10% we're going to suck for, because that's not us.
I think there's definitely been that realisation.
It's definitely been we do what works and what is the bare minimum dosage, and we're going to hit everything. It's more athletic based programming, I guess. As a fundamental, and keeping people
I think I've gone
fit, healthy.
Yeah, I think I've certainly gone full circle with it. I think obviously I probably peaked a few years ago of more bodybuilding style training. Now I'm definitely more towards actually, for certain people that works, and like we've talked about previously, for different demographics, certain things work.
So we got episode 163. We said make cardio great again, and we were discussing why we've gone back into sports training and maybe more performance based goals and how it helps with physique.
Yeah, and I think that's
8 months ago.
I think we realise as you get to our age, and I think we talked about this before on a podcast. I think I've
old.
About it on the video. Yeah, and it is because as you get older, you have different priorities and you have different things, and you're trying to merge it all together. So for me, for me, like basketball and cricket are a mental release for one, because I'm not working, I'm not worrying about anything else, stressing about anything. It's then obviously a bit physical. Obviously, cricket, you could argue, is not really, but basketball certainly has been physical, and it's that thing of you're trying to combine as many of these things as possible because your time is limited. And I think as I've got older, I really now sympathise with those clients I used to train, and luckily I used to train them the way that they needed to be trained at the time, and I didn't just train them how I was training, like most of the fucking coaches seem to be doing online. Just do whatever you do. And I think I'll probably get back towards that this year. Some of my clients might see some of their programs change a bit more, because I think I'll take a bigger look at them and how they've grown. And I've got certain clients who, since they've started with me, are busier, and they certainly are now more towards the the 3 days a week training than they are towards the 5 when maybe they started with me and stuff like that. And I think that there's certainly still clients who come to me and say, I want to do bodybuilding style split, and that's fine. They'll do that, but I do think there's an increased awareness now from my end that the people have other things going on in their life, and actually it's about making this as easy as possible for them. And like you said, training people for a more athletic background of style of training is probably going to lead to them enjoying training more, staying fitter and healthier for longer, but also committing to a training program for longer, because it's a bit more varied, rather than just waiting around for 3 minutes in between sets of squats.
Yeah, so, for example, the thing I made Dan do, was it a couple of days ago, was just like, it's exactly how we would train people in real life. And it would be like, all right, you're not really kind of chilling out, you haven't got 3 minutes, 4 minutes rest. We still going to do some sort, we did like 5 reps or something, which normally we'd have about 3-4 minutes rest in between, but those 3-4 minutes rest was taken up with actually like some, either a plank hold or some core, some chops, stuff that's not going to be it's not fatiguing based off the strength exercise that you're doing. And also you're not doing the strength exercise to a full capacity because you realise it's very slightly fatiguing. But yeah, that's how I feel like the blend is a hell of a lot better. And I've seen better results in basically my clients throughout the year as well. And they enjoy it as well. You get to be a better coach. You get to kind of cue people a little bit better, because the cues tend to be a little bit more like generalised and a little bit more fun. You get to do a little bit more element of play as well within that training, than the kind of, I really want you to squeeze up here and all this crap. And I'm like, people are bored by that. I just can't. I can't do it.
Again, it's horses for courses. It is, you have to know your client, you have to know what you're looking for. But I certainly think, I certainly think that's certainly the way I'm training more now. And from a point of view of that, I'd rather spend time doing other things. I've got better things to be doing than being in the gym every day. And some clients come to me and they love the gym. They go to the gym every day, and to them, going to the gym is their basketball. It is their thing that they want to do, and they, that's their stress release, and that's great. But I think for people like us, or certainly for me, I don't know if you're in the same boat, but for me, it's become a place that I think about work. And for me, it's just like, no, like I have to now go into the gym and I have to turn my phone off. I have to have, like, say, not much rest in between, because every time I see things in the gym, I think about something that I need to do, or something that I should have done, or a bit of content or something like that. And it's like, I just want to train, like, because I know it's good for me. And I think having that time where I can just switch everything off is useful. But to me, I'm reminded of work. It's almost like explaining to people, like, if you imagine they did a job, if they're an accountant, or like we always use that
accountant. No way.
Yeah, if they're an accountant and like they had to sit and look at spreadsheets for an extra hour of the day, even if they're not actually doing someone else's work for them, they'd still be thinking about it, because it's exactly the same thing you're doing. And I know I harp on about it a lot, but it does feel sometimes like you're working.
I can switch off when I train, but for me to do that, I go train in a different gym to one I would do my personal training sessions out of. That's my way of getting around it, kind of thing, because I'm not kind of solely responsible for what's happening in that gym, so I'm fine. I'm not, to be honest, I'm not going to get as bothered in another gym. I'll still get trainers coming up and talking to me, but which is
that's just telling you to put your weights back, isn't it?
Just pretty much, yeah. I'm just kind of making sure they do their job, leaving stuff out, just doing things poorly. Then I'll get Instagram to be brilliant. You laughed at me because you said all my moves were so purposeful.
Oh no, it's only when you do your demonstrations of it all. Like, obviously, purposeful movement's great, but it's when you do all like your proper, like you do, you can do this from here to here, and you stick your little finger out, and then your second, like, what's that one? In like the wedding ring finger? No, index finger. You kind of like hold like you're almost like like the Star. Is it like a Star Trek sign? Is that
That's
one?
not a Star Trek sign. That's a Star Trek sign.
Not that, but something like that.
It's like a devil horn sign.
And maybe you do your demonstrations. You probably look like you're putting all your power into it. Like, come on, that's the proper movement you do. And it's like, and then you always do the exhale as well. It's like, yeah, you know how to do it, Tom. You know how to demonstrate a single arm row for me. Like, I know what that is.
Well, you haven't trained like that for a while, so I didn't really know. I have the innate ability to make any weight look difficult. Which is good. It's good, I think. Maybe.
I have the ability to make lightweight look difficult, but not any weight.
I think athletic training is the way, not the way forward, but it's just it's becoming more comfortable. It just seems to be something I haven't gone full circle. Well, not full circle. I didn't dip into as bodybuilding as hard as Dan did. I never really saw myself. I didn't really enjoy it. I never really enjoyed training like that when I trained with you. I was like, this doesn't feel like me at all. Because when you went towards bodybuilding, I went towards powerlifting, right? And we kind of went off different
both come back.
Then we both come back to normal athletic training.
Yeah. I think with the style of training that it is, I think if you took 100 people. If you took 100 random people, I think that you would get the majority of them would say that they not only enjoyed that style of training, but would see the most benefit and progress.
Yeah.
Personally, that's what I believe. I think if you try, and then you took those 100 people, and I would say 50% of them would do better on that sort of style of program. You might have 25% who prefer powerlifting, CrossFit based thing. You might have 25% who prefer bodybuilding. But I think for the majority of people that we work with, certainly that is the case. But the majority of people we work with are in that spectrum. I think if you're an extreme sort of bodybuilder or extreme powerlifter or CrossFit, there's other people you'd follow and be interested in what they got to say. And I certainly think for what we do, it's that.
You don't think they'd be interested in what we got to say?
They might be interested.
Probably not.
Probably not. Though I wouldn't blame them if they weren't. But
yeah, especially your ranking of Star Wars films. But what about the review of nutrition, mate? I've just looked as well because I was flicking through because there's a lot of stuff. We always talk about nutrition because there's more madness in the nutrition world. There was obviously we had Mike on throughout this year. That was stupid, wasn't it?
First time. Never
again. About his he's not been in since 24,000 calories. We talked about that. You went in on somebody who wasn't allowed to eat their birthday cake apparently because of his diet restrictions. That was fun. Remember there was the combine guy that did the 1.6% body fat.
Yeah,
that was fun. But there's one. I guess I don't know. What was there was the all-in diet. We need to review that again. I think in a later date because that lady failed.
Stephanie Buttermore.
What's that?
Mm-hmm. Stephanie Buttermore. Yeah.
Yeah, she failed, didn't she? She's now off it, I believe.
Well,
I read somewhere.
There's an element of it. I think she got to a certain point. I don't know if "fail" is the right word, but I think she achieved. She kind of said she achieved what she wanted out of it.
Okay,
like that kind of thing.
But she didn't achieve what we wanted. We wanted to just push it to the extreme, just go nuts. Yeah. But yeah, but
she's done the review of it.
I guess we need to watch that and then come back on it, right?
I think let's not get into it now because there's too much stuff to talk about with it. But I think that the big thing for 2019 with nutrition is probably going to be vegan, right? It's vegan.
It's Veganuary right now, isn't it? And I celebrated by having some corned beef.
Yeah, ridiculous, isn't it? But I think veganism is probably the biggest thing to come out of 2019 from a nutrition point of view, and it probably will carry on into 2020 as well, because it is cult-like. It is a religion-like based thing. I think is sort of
it just goes hand. No, it doesn't go hand in hand, but it goes along with the whole sustainability and eco and environmental stuff. Supposedly. And that's how it's portrayed, right? So, and I've written next to the nutrient my comments is we are both fall into the category of accidental vegetarianism.
Yeah.
So we kind of do that. I would say once or twice a week, and we're not religious like meat eaters. We're not like, oh, you have to do this, or eat meat every single meal, because we'll quite happily have a whole day, right, of just being vegetarian. I mean, we went out for pizza, myself and Sam, and he had a vegetarian pizza. He had a vegetarian special, didn't he?
It was just more appealing, that one.
Yeah, you just wanted that one. I was like, he did have chorizo to start with, FYI.
Yeah, I did have, yeah. I just think I think that obviously the good things to come out of the vegan drive is that everyone should eat more plants, and that's technically true. I think that's good. Yeah. I think having more vegan options in restaurants and is a good thing. In fast food places and stuff is going to make people think whether those meals actually are lower in calories and whether they're actually better for people is another question. But if it means people eat more fibre and are eating more vitamins and minerals, then great. But the whole plant-based thing, I think it's helped some evidence-based practitioners probably make sure they emphasise plant-based, which is what you should be doing for the majority of stuff. And then being selective about the meat you eat around it as well. But I do think the whole argument about the climate change shit is like veganism ain't going to save the climate problem. Like, I think there was some ridiculous stats that when you worked it out, the percentages of how much it actually contributes, it was like if you did it, I think it would stop the amount of pollution from like one car or something stupid. Don't quote me on that, but it was something stupid. That it was like in the grand scheme of things, making zero impact. The actual, it's that whole thing of farmers who need profit or who need to make money and stuff. If they did stop the meat production, plant production would just go up. Like, what do you think? They plant them by hand? No, they use tractors, they use combine harvest, they use all these things like that are only going to then increase the emissions from that, and then there's going to be more factories that deal with more of the processing of this stuff and all that sort of shit. It's like, no, like you can't say that, because if production of plants goes up, all the other things that are associated with that, climate, CO2 gas and whatever, all that sort of stuff is going to go up as well. So it's not, for me, it's a bit of a moot point, that, but it does seem to be that it's the new hot thing, and it probably will carry on. There'll probably be something at the end of January to be like, oh yeah, we've had the most popular veganuary ever, but the majority of people are doing it because they think it's healthier, and that's the issue. That's the issue.
It's just the misinformation, isn't it? And we realise that with being trusting science and physics and people, there's still people who we're obviously in our little bubble where we believe we know that calories are correct and that's what you're going to lose weight on, but it's people who are still going to believe that it's just being a vegan is going to be healthier. Whereas we're like, no, it's not the case. It doesn't matter. A varied diet is always going to be better. We can look at Game Changers? That was big, right, in 2019, and how many flaws it had in it. Obviously, being vegan can solve cardiac disease, right? So, according to that guy,
apparently,
and give you greater erections as well, Dan, wasn't it?
Longer.
I think the feedback from the show we talked about erections was we talked far too long about penises. But
yeah, well, compared to normal, you probably wasn't.
Yeah, 100% more penis in last year's episode. But yeah, I think accidental vegetarianism. We're coining that phrase.
Is that what we're going to call it?
Yeah, accidental vegetarianism. That's what I am.
Well, yeah, because we had after we trained, we had eat lean cheese pizza, didn't we?
Yeah, we did. Yeah, eat lean cheese pizza, and just like I had Califia coffee and a protein shake.
There you go, mate.
Didn't need to go smash a steak, did I?
You didn't need to, no.
No, I just had that little bit, and then eat lean pizza. It was actually good. Dan made it for me. It was nice.
Didn't we then have a burger?
Yeah, then we had a burger. But that was decent because I had so Dan went chicken, which review, mate.
Mistake.
Yeah, you should have went. Which one did I have?
The Lotus one.
Oh yeah,
Lion Lotus, very good.
Lotus. The
Biscoff spread on a burger works.
It's just so good. Like there's got to be one to the equivalent in London. I don't know where it is, but there's got to be. I'm not too sure. There's been a few more patty and buns have opened up over Christmas.
This is my biggest problem though. When you start getting more and more of them, I just think that they can't maintain that quality. I think at some point, at some point, it's not going to be as good.
Yeah, 100%. Maybe.
I feel like that's happened in GBK. I feel like GBK was.
GBK's just terrible.
Like, no, but it used. No, I remember the one in Bath used to be all right. Like, they used to be able to go in there about 3 years ago. I went in there and it was all right. But now I would never even go near it.
I wouldn't go. I went to one about 2 months ago with some friends, and it's like in Lakeside, and it was fucking rank.
Yeah,
not good. GBK is not a good burger at all.
I tell you what is a good example of a company that have expanded but kept the quality good is Five Guys.
Five Guys, yeah, which Dan has applied to be to join there. Yeah,
it's one in Bath opening. I might just quit my job and just go.
I'm pretty sure all the Meeks are going to be. That's what you're prepping Isabel for in in 12 years' time when she's 16.
She's going to be a pot washer there, and then I'm going to get free burgers for life.
Yeah, exactly. That'd be great. She's going to be as big as a house, but it'd be great.
That's fine. She'll be healthy though. It's fine. Don't worry about it. Health at any size, mate. Don't worry about it. Health at any size. Exactly. It can be any size.
Any size doesn't really matter, does it? It's gonna be fun watching her grow up as well, with you two being her fitness role models. She's just gonna go into. She'll go into something like you both hate, I reckon. Yeah,
she'll go into CrossFit probably, just to spite.
That'd be great.
Or like ballet or something. I'll be like,
I can't wait to like her first session at the gym. Who's gonna take her?
Me, definitely me.
You? No. How many pop squats can Laura do?
No, she's not doing. Isabel's not doing pop squats. No. I'm going to train her. I'm going to train her like my board would train her.
All right, she's going to be an absolute athlete. She's going to be like number 1 in the UK for lacrosse or some other pointless sport. That's definitely going to happen. Just like you, basketball. Right, business. Business.
Oh,
I think we've got. Well, this is business and social. I think wrapped into one, because again, I think it's something we just realise even more and more and more now we go into our coaching journey. Then, right? Coaching journey. That's a cool thing to use. Is going for your demographic and understanding exactly who your demographic is, and realising those are the people you want to work with. And the people who want to work with you, and not wasting your time on trying to. If you had like, I think who was telling a story? Was it Joe DeFranco? Not the smartest guy in the room, Joe DeFranco, but comes up with some cool stuff. You know who he is, right?
Yeah. He has a podcast, doesn't he?
Joe, what? Does he? Has he have? He might have a podcast. He owns a facility over in America, right? And he comes up with some decent stuff. But he was telling a story on. He had like kids in the room, right? And he spent all his time. So you got like a group of like 10, 20 kids, and there's like a bunch of them that are loving it, and like those are the guys he should be spending his time with. And there was one kid who was like hating life and hated the gym. Then he spent all his time trying to get this person to love the gym, and kind of neglected spending the time that he was actually probably making a difference with. And you're like, actually, what we're going to just tell the parents of this kid, this ain't the facility for you. Like, go somewhere else. I'm going to spend all my time with here. That's exactly how I think personal trainers should be looking at their businesses.
Yeah, I think it's obviously for me on being online, it's a bit different. I think because it's something I have to think about a lot more. I think firstly is like the easiest demographic to go after is people who are similar to you. That's the easiest one. That's number one, or things that you've been through, because you'll be able to identify with them a bit easier. But I think people get so worried about being liked that they don't show their true selves, or don't say things they really mean, and all this sort of stuff. And I think 2019 for me was a year that, with business and social media and stuff, that I feel that I learned hell of a lot that I think for me will help in 2020 make it. I think, what did I say to Laura earlier? We were talking about New Year, like the new year and what we feel about it and stuff. And I just said, I feel like 2019 has set me up. It's shown me what's possible. It's shown me what I can actually do. So that I think now I just got to keep doing more of the same in a way. I don't think you need to change huge amounts, but I think half of that has come from the like social media and work and things like that a little bit. But I talked to Laura about this before. It's like, I think some people, she's one of these people, they're so afraid of people maybe thinking that they aren't very good, or that they don't like how they come across, or that they don't like people who are sarcastic or whatever, that they're so afraid of putting that out there that they don't put it out there, and in the end they appeal to no one, like, because they get a few people who like what they do. But I think when you truly become yourself and you post when you want to post, you do stuff because you want to do it, you will. And there has to be some sort of strategy behind it, like we talked about with demographics. You have to know who you're talking to. But that's when things become far, far easier. And one of the things that I took from this year, I can't remember if it was Suck or if it was Mike Sam or someone else. Someone said something. They said every single unsubscribe from your emails, or for someone who unfollows you, is just as good or just as useful as someone following or subscribing.
Yeah,
it's good because it's someone going, no, I don't align with this person, and that's exactly what you want. You want people who are aligned with what you do. You don't want to just try and attract loads and loads of people, because you will end up speaking to no one. I think that's really important.
That's like the whole. Who's that YouTuber who had? Was it like 3 million or what is it? 1.2 million like subscribers or whatever, and she couldn't cover the costs of her clothing line.
That was the way. She had loads of. She had Instagram followers. I can't remember her name or whatever. But again, it's the whole thing with Instagram with followers, right? If you post half naked pictures of yourself and you post 1,000 posts of you know, a half naked torso, male torso, female torso, whatever, you're going to get followers. You're going to get followers. But if they don't understand your message or what you're trying to achieve, or they don't know you or like you or trust you in any way, shape or form, because you put out good information.
It was Ari,
yeah.
Ari, yeah. So she 2.6 million followers across her platform. She couldn't sell 36 t-shirts. She got 2.6 million followers.
And it's that whole thing of like, it's people will buy from you if they like you and that they know that you're good at what you do and they trust what you do, but they also have to align with all these other things. And I just think there's been prime examples of Instagram this year with social and stuff, is that follow accounts matter fuck all. They don't matter at all. They really don't. Like, I know some people who are making shed loads of money who have got followings smaller than mine, you know, probably around Tom's size maybe. And there's a thing around, there's a theory, or this, I think it's in a book, and it's like you need 1,000 true fans. If you have 1,000 true fans of what you do over the course of your like lifespan as a business, you have 1,000 true fans, you will basically have an extremely profitable business. That's kind of how many roughly they say you need. Whether that's, again, it depends on how, obviously, the price point of certain things, but you don't need a huge amount of people to really love what you do. And I think half these people with, like you said, millions of followers, not many people love what they do. They're just kind of there just to see what happens or whatever. And I think people get too caught up in the, like I said, the likes and the followers and that sort of thing. And I think people are starting to twig now. Obviously, it's talked about a lot with Instagram removing likes and stuff from things, and some big influencers talk about it a lot, about that sort of thing. And I just think it's really important that people remember that. Like, someone like James Smith is a prime example. Like, he was just being himself for a long time. Like, you go back and watch his videos at the start, he's exactly the same as he is now. Yeah. And people talk about him being an overnight success, but it wasn't. It was, you know, he's been doing it for a long time, appealing to a certain amount of people. And then he had maybe 1,000 true fans, and they then all shared his work. Then it became bigger and bigger, and that's how it then catapulted. And it's the same thing. It's just important to have your message, but also put it out on the right platforms as well. I think that's the other thing. And the other thing I'll keep saying, and I'll keep banging on about it, but like YouTube, if you're good in front of a camera and you want to be putting out good content, get yourself on fucking YouTube. Like, stop wasting time. Every day you waste and not being on YouTube is a day you're losing out on views. That's my tip. Like, massive. Like, we talked about the Sucks event, and I'm going to speak to him and see if we can speak in his group again, because, like I said to you, over Christmas, I was barely on Instagram. I was barely on anything. And we had, over the Christmas period, I think we had something like 5,000 views on our channel. And I didn't post about it once. Didn't talk about it at all. And it's like no one's going back onto your Instagram page 6 months ago, looking at your best video that was good 6 months ago on Instagram. No one does it. No one does it. You can't find it. It's lost. Whereas this video we had, that's done really well, like just looking at it now, we've had 60 views in the last 60 minutes on our YouTube channel. Like, because you can see all the stats, you can see all the information. Yeah. And it's just a place where, look, yeah. So from December, where are we at? 20. So basically, we had on Boxing Day 1,000 views on our channel. On Boxing Day. Like, I wasn't talking about anything about YouTube. I was just sat at home. Again, the day after that, 974. And it's this whole thing around YouTube. Like, people are like, it is harder to break and it is harder to get subscribers than it is on Instagram. And that's why people get really downbeat with it. It's like, oh, I've got 6,000 Instagram followers, but I've only got 100 subscribers on YouTube. It's like, yeah, it takes time for people to know you, to like you, to trust you, to give you their time to YouTube. And I think if you put the time and effort into it this time next year, you'll look back and you'll be glad you did it.
I mean, it's the same for us on the podcast, right? So we actually only released 3 episodes in December, right?
Yeah.
And then for the last 30 days we've had 5,000 listens.
Ridiculous.
So we haven't put any content, but obviously that's listening through the back catalogue, and we haven't done anything. 250 people yesterday have listened to stuff we did yesterday, but we don't know what they listen to across the. Well, I can look,
but there might be something that they listen to and they just go, "Oh, that I agree with that. I really resonate with that. I'll listen to another one." They might listen to another one, and then they might go, "Oh, I really like these guys. I might listen to more of them." And it's the whole thing around putting your time and effort into things that you know are going to be successful in the longer term. And I just think that social platforms like Instagram, Facebook, the reach on them is so bad. It's so poor. And I just think my tip for, like, say, with business stuff is just do it. It's because it's fucking scary. Like, of course it's scary putting your podcast out there and saying shit that people aren't going to agree with. But the more I do it, the more we do it, the more we realise that we're going to get people who don't like it. But that's fine. Don't like it then.
Messages to be like, oh yeah, I didn't agree. Cool. You didn't agree. All right.
And it's and do you know what? Like, and you can still work with people because they might still listen, and people might not agree with what we say on certain topics, but they might, on the whole, agree with what we do or how we do things, whatever. But there'll be some people who just really don't like us or really don't like how we say things, and it's fine. I don't want to work with you. That's fine. Like, you can go, kind of thing. And it's like
you can keep downloading though.
Yeah, like it's just like people do it for the vanity. They do it because they'd rather have more downloads, or they don't want to offend them because they want more downloads. And it's like I just said, I'd rather have 1,000 people listen every episode who absolutely freaking love us than have 10,000 people who are listening because they're like, oh, I don't know, really, like, I'm not really going to buy anything or care about what they do or sign up for coaching or listen to them or, you know, anything like that. It's pointless. I'd rather not have them.
It's going to be interesting though, because I mean, as we go along, because we're going to talk a little bit more about the mentorship over the next 3 months, right? As we start gathering steam, we actually did do some work, didn't we, Dan?
We actually did do some work over Christmas.
Yeah. We sat down and had a coffee. And the coffee shop smelled of dog shit, but it was good. Weirdly, it was all dog next to us, or it was Dan. I'm not too sure. But we did a little bit. And the carrot cake in there was insane. But it was good.
It's so good.
Right? So go Clona and Smalls, obviously great coffee, but amazing carrot cake. Oh yeah, I did get that coffee that you were talking about, the Black Friday deal. I just hadn't opened that box. I did, because you were correct that we'd got not too many boxes, but they didn't fuck up our order. They just gave us a gift, right? So,
yeah, give us a gift. Yeah.
So yeah, I've got to take one of my coffee machines to Chloe's because I've got way too much coffee here, so I can kind of spread it out where I am. So it's definitely gonna happen. Yeah,
spread it out, mate. Spread the love.
Spread the love. It's got to be in there. It's too loud. It's too loud according to her. Bullshit.
Oh, ridiculous.
Absolutely crazy. Absolutely crazy. But yeah, so I can enjoy it then. But yeah, it'll be fun to see over the, I guess, as we talk about it. But we're going to talk about on not such a small scale, but we're going to talk about like great quality. It'll be interesting if we ever get there, say in 2-3 years' time, of how to upscale what we do. And whether that'll be a conversation, I'm sure, when we make this like the mentorship stuff, when we make it a success, is the fact that the only way to go through is to scale it up, which is you're thinking about with coaching right now, right? So is what you do with that and how you do it. And I think the way me and you work as well, we're just going to have the underlying of quality the whole time. So yeah, it's kind of like biting off more than you can chew, right? You're going to be like, no, we're going to do this comfortably, we're going to do this really well, and then we're going to have a little go at making it bigger, and that's how we're going to do things. I mean, that's exactly the same as the podcast and the YouTube stuff. We've got to make sure it's decent before it gets massive, I guess.
I think people just try and do too much too soon. They expect too much too soon, or not even that. Maybe even their expectation of what's required to get to that place is incorrect. Like, I think when you look at how many clients you actually train, Tom, like the amount of people who actually you train, like in a month, is probably not that many people.
It's not as a lot as what people would think. No.
Like, and it's that whole thing of
I've got 10 to 15 people I probably see regularly. And that's it.
So if you can't, like, and that's the whole thing, is like you're looking for 10 to 15 people in a gym of thousands that are going to sign up for a co-training session with them and train them well enough that they're going to stick around and hang around, like, and train them, and not then upsell to more packages or more sessions or whatever because they genuinely like training with you or enjoy it or whatever.
Yeah.
And I just think sometimes trainers just try, like I say, whether it's they try too hard or whatever, don't know. But I think it's that obsession over quantity and what they're selling and what they're giving away, and it's like, no, just focus on a real good quality product. And there's other things that come into it, but ultimately, like, if you do that, you will not go far wrong. Like, you really will not go far wrong.
No. Yeah. but ends that, doesn't it? That was a year review of 2019 and what we've taken away. I think, athletic training, accidental vegetarianism, and know your demographic.
Just be good at what you fucking do.
Be good at what you do. Be confident about what you're talking about.
But it's also the last thing on that is just to care. Like, I think just care about people and want to help them. And you're in this job because you want to help people, presumably. And I think some people get into PT, as we've spoken about, Tom, before, and we'll talk about this with the mentorship thing we're going to do as like a prerequisite thing. Is it's kind of like, oh, what are you getting this PT for? Oh, well, I enjoy training myself. That's
get out. Wrong.
It's not no. You're doing it because you want to help people. You want to help educate them. You want to help, save them from all the bullshit that's out there. Yes, you want to be paid for your time, but ultimately you're there to help them. It's not about you; it's about them. And I think some trainers talk about fucking online and shit. It's all about them rather than their clients, or it seems to be.
If you have a look at your Instagram in your feed, and if it basically just pictures of you, you're doing something wrong. You're doing something wrong.
I just think it's like what messages it send out. Like, there's elements of it. You've got to have a bit of you in it, but I do think it's people want to go onto your page and they want to see what your clients are doing. Yeah. Because they want to see you work with people. If you just are half naked on all your pictures and then you say you're an online trainer, they're going to go, "Ooh, okay, how many people do you actually train?" In between taking all your pictures of yourself.
I train myself and I love myself. So yeah.
Yeah, I love myself. Myself's really working right now, so that's great. Yeah.
Follows all my instructions.
That's enough yabbling anyway, because otherwise we might have nothing to talk about in 2 days' time.
It's incredibly true. All right, we're going to end there, I think. So that's nearly an hour worth of content. We made up for it, didn't we? Right, we're going to be back in 2 days. 1 day? 2 days? 2 days. With our predictions for 2020 of health and fitness. That's a yearly one we do as well. This is, Dan, we've realised we're entering year 4. I think it's year 4 of the show.
Is it? That's too long. That's too long.
Too long. I think after 5 years.
Too long, baby.
Just can it. Yeah, fine.
Yeah.
All right. All right, boy. We will catch you in 2 days.
See you in a bit.